Everyone, I welcome you all in this wonderful session. Today we'll begin with a chapter, The Happy Prince, from Moments textbook for class 9. It's a wonderful bedtime story. You might have read the story before, but once again, please enjoy this story. The story is about a prince. When the prince was alive, he was very happy. After his death, a big statue of his was erected on a pedestal. From there, the statue of prince could see the entire city, and at that time he saw the miseries of the people. He saw the poor people, the homeless, and their hunger and starvation. The prince was sad to see all these miseries and sadness of the people. So in this chapter, we will study the story of the prince, the happy prince, who has never seen a single pain or suffering in his life when he was alive. But when now he is dead and his statue was able to see the misery and the pain of people, how people are struggling, how people are hungry, and how people are in pain, just they were not able to earn enough to meet their daily needs. So how the story will go. So let me introduce you with the another character, the most important character of the story, that is a bird, a swallow, a little swallow. Now the story will go in between these two characters of Happy Prince and how they are going to help the people. This will be the adventure for us to know more about in the story. So let's move on. Now if I will discuss the central theme or the idea of the story, so I can say the story of the Happy Prince is a story where a beautiful statue on a tall column in the city and a little swallow converse. This story has many themes. First one is that outward beauty is nothing. It is just a showcase. The real beauties are love and sacrifices. The second theme in the story is that love and sacrifice are two saving forces. The third theme is that there is a great gap between the rich and the poor, the rulers and the masses. And the most important, what we need to learn, that is joy of giving. Joy of giving give us immense pleasure and satisfaction. The most important theme of the story. Let's begin with the story. High above the city on the tall column stood the statue of the Happy Prince, and it was gilded all over with thin leaves of fine gold. For eyes he had two bright sapphires, and a large red ruby glowed on his sword hilt. Now, one night there flew over the city a little swallow. His friends had gone away to Egypt 6 weeks before, but he had stayed behind. Then he decided to go to Egypt too. All day long he flew at night time, and he arrived at the city. Now which city they are talking about? So the swallow reached to the city where the statue of Happy Prince was standing. Now the little swallow was in search of a place to spend the night. "Where shall I put up?" he said. "I hope the town has made preparations." Then he saw the statue on the tall column and decided to spend entire night in between the 2 feet of the Happy Prince. But as he was putting his head under his wings for sleeping, As you know, when the birds sleep, so what they do, because it was a cold night, so the little swallow was making itself comfortable and cozy, so it was spreading its wings and keeping head in between the wings, making the body fluffy for getting the warmth. But now, as soon as it prepared for sleep, what happened? A large drop of water fell on him, though it to be raindrops. As she was about to leave, again a drop fell on him. To his astonishment, it was not the raindrops but were the tears of the happy prince. Now, what happened when the first raindrop fell? So, little swallow observed here and there, and he found that the stars were twinkling bright in the sky, and there was not a single sign of rain. So, second drop fall down in meanwhile, and when he wanted to discover, so he flew till the face of the statue and found that okay, now he came to know that these are not raindrops, but what? These were the tears of the happy prince. Now here the conversation begin. Then the eyes of the happy prince were filled with tears, and tears were running down his golden cheeks. His face was so beautiful in the moonlight that the little swallow was filled with pity and asked, "Who are you?" He said, "I am the happy prince." "Why are you weeping then?" asked the swallow. "You have quite drenched me," said the swallow. Then happy prince told entire story. He said, "Then when I was alive and had a human heart, I did not know what tears were, for I lived in the palace where sorrow is not allowed to enter. My courtiers called me the happy prince, and happy indeed I was. So I lived and so I died. And now that I am dead, they have set me up here so high that I can see the ugliness and all the misery of my city. And though my heart is made of lead, yet I cannot choose but weep." Then he started with another story and said in low musical voice that, "See, there is far at the corner of the village, one of the windows is open, and through it I can see a woman seated at a table. Her face is thin and worn, and she has coarse red hands, all pricked by the needle, for she is seamstress. She is embroidering flowers on the satin gown for the loveliest of the queen's maids of honor to wear at the next court ball. In a bed in the corner of the room, her little boy is lying ill. He has a fever and is asking his mother to give him some oranges. But poor lady, give just the river water to drink. So he is crying. Now here he requested Swallow and said, "Swallow, swallow, little swallow, will you not bring her the ruby out of my sword hilt? My feet are fastened to this pedestal and I cannot move." So the happy prince requested Swallow that, "Would you give me a favor? Please pluck out the ruby of his sword and carry it to poor woman." And the bird agreed and carried the ruby to the poor woman so that his son can get the medicines as well as the food to eat. The next day, the swallow visited the monuments in the city entire day, perching here and there. The happy prince had seen a young playwright trying to finish his writing of play. The young man was suffering with cold and starving for food. He had no firewood to keep himself warm. He asked him once again to pluck one of the sapphires and carry it to the young man so that he could buy firewood and food. Now here, first, Swallow denied to pluck the sapphire from his eye, but later she agreed and she carried the sapphire to help the writer and made him happy. The next day, the swallow flew down to the harbour. He sat on the mast of a large vessel and watched the sailors working. "I'm going to Egypt," cried the swallow. But nobody minded, and when the moon rose, he flew back to the happy prince and said, "I have come to bid you goodbye." Means, I'm here to say you goodbye. Now I am going to move to Egypt. Once again, the happy prince asked for one more favor and said, "Swallow, swallow, little swallow, will you not stay with me one night longer?" "It's winter," answered the swallow, "and the snow will soon be here. In Egypt, the sun is warm on the green palm trees, and the crocodiles lie in the mud and look lazily about them." "In the square below," said the happy prince. Now, happy prince once again started his story, what he was observing right now in front of his eyes. He said, "A little match girl crying in square below. She had accidentally let her patches fall, was crying because she feared her father would beat her unless she went back home with some money. If the girl will not bring any kind of money to the home, so the father must be beating her." And so she was very sad because all his matches were fall in the gutter. The prince asked bird to pluck his other eye too and give the sapphires to the little poor girl so that she will be happy. To this the bird was first reluctant, as it will make the prince blind, but later the swallow agreed to take the sapphire out of the happy prince statue. So he plucked out the prince's other eye and darted down with it. He swooped past the match girl and slipped the jewel into the palm of her hand. "What a lovely bit of glass!" cried the little girl, and she ran home laughing. She was happy. Then the swallow came back to the prince that, "Now you are blind," he said, and said, "So I will stay with you always. Now I will be your eyes." "No, little swallow," said the poor prince, "you must go away to Egypt." Now prince asked swallow to go and enjoy life with family. All the next day he sat on the prince's shoulder and told him stories of what he had seen in the strange lands. The swallow flew back to the prince and told the prince that he would stay with him as he had gone blind. The happy prince asked swallow to fly over the city and tell him what he saw. He also told the swallow that the most marvelous thing was human suffering, and human misery was the greatest mystery. The swallow flew over the city and saw the rich making merry in their beautiful palaces and houses, whereas some children he saw starving, and there were many poor people just sitting outside the gate. Many beggars he saw, and many children were not having enough clothes and food. The happy prince asked him to take leaf after leaf of the fine gold over his body and give to them. The poor now laughed and the children played. All were satisfied, all were happy, and they were getting food and clothing. Then there came the snow and then frost. Everything looked white. The poor little swallow grew colder and colder, but he didn't leave the happy prince. However, he could no longer keep himself alive. He at last knew that he was going to die. He had just enough strength to fly up to the prince's shoulder once more and said, "Goodbye, dear prince," he murmured in low voice and said, "Will you let me kiss your hand? I am glad that you are going to Egypt at last, little swallow," said the prince. Prince said, "You have stayed too long here, but you must kiss on my lips, for I love you." The poor little swallow said, "It is not to Egypt that I am going. I am going to the house of death. Death is the brother of sleep. Is he not?" So the prince told him that he was happy as he was going to Egypt and meeting with the family and friends. So he told that I am not going to Egypt, but where I am going to the house of the death. And ultimately he fell down dead. At that moment there appeared a crack inside the statue. The heart of the happy prince broke into two. The dead swallow lay at its feet. The next morning, the mayor and the town councillors came that way. They looked at the statue. They declared that the happy prince was no longer beautiful and no longer happy. So he was no longer useful. Then they melted the statue in a furnace. But the broken heart didn't melt. It was thrown away. So they threw it on a dust heap where the dead swallow was also lying. Now God asked one of his angels to bring him the two most precious things in the city. The angel brought him the leaden heart of the happy prince and the dead bird, the swallow. God told that in the garden of paradise the little bird would sing forever and the happy prince would praise him forever in his city of gold. Means both the swallow and the happy prince would live here in the heaven, in the paradise forever. So at the end of the story we can see the good deeds of human beings or any of the creature will always be at the best. God always forgive their sins and always appreciate, always praise their good deeds. Thank you, and always appreciate, always